Welcome back. It is Mornings with Pat Kreitlow on 98.9 WXCO. Online at WXCO.FM, mobile devices, and Alexa by searching WXCO and on the Civic Media app. The time is 8:52. Again, 73 degrees in downtown Wausau. It is still cloudy, but it's not going to stay that way, apparently. It looks as though we could get some significant rainfall as we get later into the day. In fact, we've seen a rather large area of rain that's been moving over the border in the western part of the state from Minnesota, and it's expected that later this afternoon that we could be getting some of this rain. In fact, I'm looking at the radar right now. Maybe not even this afternoon, but it looks as though we will be getting some rain. Hopefully not so much that it does postpone or cancel our scheduled American Legion softball broadcast tonight. I am scheduled to be in Merrill as Wausau Post 10 takes on Merrill. 6:20 airtime right here on 98.9 WXCO. Obviously get a chance to see some of the young people on the softball diamond, but Ian and myself yesterday had an opportunity after the show to go on over to Wausau East High School and one of their summer courses, a social studies course, and had a chance to talk a little bit about the media, talk about journalism, talk about just general things that we deal with here on WXCO with a group of students at Wausau East, and I found it to be very interesting, found it to be thought-provoking in certain ways, to have to think about, be asked about, where do we get our information from in terms of news and the like, and to think about the young people and their voting patterns and how it may affect elections in the near future with some of the young people. I found it very interesting. What do you think about our visit to Wausau East yesterday morning?
I thought it was very cool. To me, it's always nice to pass down some of our knowledge and experiences to the younger generation to give that knowledge and see what they'll take away from it in their lives. And they actually had some really good questions as well. It got me thinking too.
And I just, when you are in the room and you think about, and I think for folks out there tuned in right now, you think about how you look at the political world. You we think about the world of news and what we digest on a daily basis. And then you have a chance to sit in a room with a number of young people, teenagers, and you think about how they are getting their information and how they are digesting the information and digesting what's going on politically in this world. It's really interesting to think about in terms of where we are now and what it could mean for the future. And at a time where there's, I think, a lot of concern about where we are politically and where we are journalistically in terms of we're seeing some of these issues involving major media corporations and the maybe lack of independence within their journalistic departments because of pressure and lawsuits from the administration. There are so many questions that need to be answered, but also in terms of, boy, how you get your information, because it changes so very quickly. The era of AI, the era of this incredible speed when it comes to information going from one part of the globe to another part of the globe.
That's right.
And at times I get confused by it and I get worried by it. So again, I found that to be able to be involved with, see those kids and to think about where they are. And also because I'm older. I'm not as old as you are, but I mean, you're not as old as I am. I'm much older than you are, but I'm thinking about where I stand and how these kids, and they're going to be, going even deeper into the future. Again, I just think that's why we need to be engaged. And then we talked about these events coming up, and there's different ways to be engaged. You can send a letter to the editor. We see often, say in the Wausau Pilot and Review, the letters to the editor. You can make a call, and one of the things here on Civic Media, all of our shows take the phone calls, and folks can call in and talk to our statewide hosts and give their opinions on what's going on politically. Or just as simple as reading a story. I mean, that's being involved as well. So I just found situations like we had yesterday, to be around young people, to think about, not just where we are today, but where we're going in the future. I think it's very, and
it's
I think
a very incredible experience.
and I think as well for folks out there, you have young people in your lives, talk to them about what they're reading or what they're hearing when it comes to politics and news and the like as well. So I was very happy to be able to talk to and Ian as well, to these folks at Wausau East. In fact, the teacher of that group is going to be coming in here. We'll be hearing from him on Monday of next week. So
Nice.
talk a little bit about, maybe what he hears and what he sees when it comes to the young people and the way they digest politics and news, and find out a little bit more about that, because sometimes I do think that we focus on the older folks, and maybe I think we need to focus a little bit on the younger folks and how they are digesting the information that they're getting during this very, very interesting time in our country's history.
I agree.
Well, let's wrap things up as we do each and every weekday with our number for the day quiz.
Yes.
We give Ian a quiz, one of which we have 3 choices, one of which is the number for the day. And based on the math, he should get 1 out of 3 right, 33%. So anything above 33% is a passing grade. If he gets more right than wrong, it's a winning week. 4 out of 5 right is an A grade. And then, of course, he gets the gold star for a perfect week.
That's right.
Today,
Disneyland.
Today is the anniversary of the opening of the Disneyland Park in Anaheim, California. The number for the day is, what year did Disneyland open in Anaheim, California?
Okay, what are my choices?
Your choices are 1955, 1965, 1975.
1955, 65. Okay, I'm going to say 1955. 1955 is my final answer.
Disneyland opened in Anaheim, California on this very date, July the 16th, 1955.
Yes.
70 years ago today.
Man.
Well, 2 out of 3.
Happy anniversary, Disneyland.
You have a passing grade. We'll go for a winning week tomorrow.
Awesome.
We'll see you then.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Have a great day.
Matt and Air on Air coming up next on WXCO.